أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبنا وسفينا أبو القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم الحمد لأهله والصلاة على أهلها وسلام على من اتبع الهدى أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. How does one attain a pleasant life? How does one need to live with a pleasant life? The question is risen sometimes in our hearts, in our minds. How do we need to attain, or how do we need to acquire a pleasant life? How can we be pleased on earth? How can we be pleased right away and right now so that it helps us continue the journey of this pleasant life till the hereafter? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, chapter number 14, verse number 24, He says, Na'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء. Have you not seen how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a parable of a pleasant word that is like a pleasant tree? Its roots are strong and are steady on earth, and its branches in the sky. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse is questioning us to say, have you not seen how He has made an example, a parable of a pleasant word? What is this pleasant word? And this pleasant word is like a tree which its roots are rooted and strong, firm, they are stiff in the ground. It means without the foundation of everything, it's easy, it can fall, it can crumble, it can break. Without the roots of the tree is not stable. It can easily fall. It can easily have an effect to itself. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, He has made a parable of a pleasant word that is like a tree. What is this pleasant word that Allah gives an example of? For which He even says that it is very strong, it is very steady. Without this, you are going to fall. Without this pleasant word, you are not going to live as a strong person on earth. You are not going to live as a person that has a pleasant life on earth. What is this pleasant word? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, he gives a very good explanation of this pleasant word. La ilaha illallah kalimatun tayyibatun mubarakah. He says, this word La ilaha illallah is a pleasant word. The statement La ilaha illallah is a pleasant statement. Through this pleasant statement, through this pleasant word, this is where now you acquire a pleasant life. You attain a pleasant life. You reach to the point of a pleasant life here on earth, and that pleasant life continues also when you die in the hereafter. This word has got two parts. The first part, which is La ilaha illallah, this is a part that entails negation. Negation to what? Negation of all gods, negation of all idols, negation of all beloveds, negation of each and everything that when you love it, it gets in control of you as a human being. You are possessed by it, for which you forget who you are as a human being. This part negates all these things. It says, La ilaha. You negate everything that can be into your life, that can take your control. And the second part, illallah, it tells you ascertainment. You ascertain, you accept. It says, illallah, except Allah. You ascertain that it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is only your creator, Allah, whom you need to worship, whom you need to follow, whom His will guides your will, whom you live for. If a person ascertains, it means it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you have into your heart, you have into your mind, you have into your life. Now when you combine these statements together, they create the best part of you. They create the best part of a pleasant life through the pleasant word. And therefore your life is going to be a pleasant life. Here on earth, you begin your life with La ilaha illallah. In the grave, you continue with the word La ilaha illallah. After the day of judgment, you continue with the word La ilaha illallah. And therefore this word, this statement is a statement that is a pleasant life. It helps you to gain a pleasant life. A person loves something deeply, that this thing gets control of the mind of a person. You desire that thing. You want that thing to be with you every time. There are times whereby you worship this thing, you without knowing that you are worshiping that thing, because of the love that you have for that worldly thing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in the Quran, He asks you a question as a human being. He asks us the question. He says, Na'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ara'ayta man ittakhadha ilahahu hawa? Have you not seen him who takes his desires to be his God? It means that there are times when a person takes his desires to be a God, his Lord desires to be a God. You worship your desires. You worship the desire of you wanting to have a lot of money, wanting to have everything on earth, wanting to have houses, wanting to have anything that might put you to be in control of. It is not wrong for a person to have everything on earth. It is not wrong for a person to have the entire world, to have the entire earth. But it is wrong to be possessed by these worldly desires. And therefore, the first part of La ilaha illallah, it tells us that we should negate all these things. If it's to have these things, if it's to have money, if it's to have cars, if it's to have houses, if it's to have the entire world, we should have it through the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the satisfaction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is satisfied with you, you are going to be satisfied with yourself. It means that if a person brings a house to you, if a person brings a car to you, If a person brings money to you, you are going to accept these worldly things, you are going to accept these desires by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means you are manifested with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into yourself. That is how you can attain a pleasant life. That is how you can have the ascertainment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into yourself. And therefore, we understand that La ilaha illallah is a pleasant word that directs us to a pleasant life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما